Hello, I'm Rikaze, and this is a fanfiction video. This is about Naruto and the Ultimate Bloodline. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and to the point where you like it. I'm doing this live. This is the first chapter. I do not own everything in this fanfiction. I got this Bloodline idea from somebody on fanfiction.net. He said I could borrow his ideal as long as I mention his name. So shout out to him. He's the one that made this bloodline, but I'm adding a different bloodline called the Dragon Slayer bloodline, which has probably been done before, but I'm doing this my own way. As I am saying this, I'm making Naruto become a Dragon Slayer with the Uzumaki bloodline, male side of it at least. Be very rare because I'll explain later in the story. As of right now, enjoy the first chapter of my story. Okay, here we go. We see Naruto as he's running through the village with blood all over his arms and legs. He just got it done from a beating, but they were still wanted to beat him up some more. They wanted him dead for good. They just didn't want Naruto to survive any longer. They wanted him dead, and they wanted him gone. They wanted the demon bread to be purged from their streets, purged from everywhere else around him. No, they don't want him around anymore. Well, some of the villagers didn't care about Naruto. A lot of the villagers hated Naruto, and some villagers still cared for Naruto in their own way. Even some ninjas still cared for Naruto and knew who his parents really were. But on this day, Naruto will be changed into something more powerful than he would ever dream about ever in his life. As he was running, his bloody arms started to sizzle and burn, steam coming off of his wounds as if they were healing of their own. He's being stuck in. He's in an alleyway, dead end, stuck, and blood dripping down from his forearm and his legs. But as the steam's not being seen by the villagers or the trained ninja that threw the kunai at his legs and his feet, they started to realize he's starting to get his body in shape to fight them. Next thing you know, his right arm changed into a robotic parts, but nobody understood how that happened because the only person who ever had this ability was their fourth Hokage, the Namikaze. Just as they were talking about this, Naruto shot some bullets from his right arm. Not bullets, but skin particles, chakra from his arm to kill some of the bad people that were coming after him and had very bad ill intentions. He started to shoot them with the intent of saving himself. And then next thing he knows, he's screaming in pain as he's felt his body being breaking and rebuilding itself back together, breaking apart again and rebuilding it back together again. So he's about 4 feet tall. As he starts to get a little taller, he just got he's started to pass out from the pain. But within his mindscape, there are two monsters and one person smiling at what was happening. The person is the well-known Nazumaki ancestor of Naruto. His name is Setsuna F. Namikaze, and is great grandfather of of Naruto, and the only one, and the second one or first one that have Naruto's bloodline in the first place, that changed the future, as they would call this bloodline, or they call this ability to transform their parts into parts of what they were using. Not everybody had the same parts of this bloodline. So, anyways, um, there was a dragon in there that was sealed alongside the fox. The person, though, however, was awakened through his bloodline being awakened with the rainbow GM particles that was going, or chakra particles going through the vein, going to his veins. The red chakra is the Cubi's chakra, and the darker rainbow chakra was the dragon's chakra, and his normal blue chakra, which was his own chakra, was Naruto's original chakra. Um, to set things right, Naruto was not was on the verge of passing out before he met these three beings. Though they were having a discussion of his training when he finally awoken his bloodlines. And as soon as Naruto passed out, the the Hokage came in. The Hokage came and picked up Naruto since he sensed his chakra spike to unimaginable levels of power. Just then, um, just then, the Namikaze, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, I think I said his name right. We're we're going to the Hokage's office, but in his mindscape, he was walking along the sewer walls, or what looked like to be a sewer, but it wasn't. It was just what his mindscape was when he was younger. But he stopped when he saw two gates close and a person standing in front of him. So he kind of understood what was going to happen. So, who are you three anyway? And where are we? Last thing I remember, I was in an alleyway. We are in your mindscape, young Naruto, said the first person. The beast on my left here is the dragon of the dragon god of elements and the dragon king summoner of summons Ruzaki. My bad. And the the one on the right is the nine-tailed fox, Kurama, which you already met when you were 3. You just had you just happened to no. I remember me talking to the fox when I was 3 years old, but I just didn't think. Just forgot to keep talking to her. It's been a long time, Kurumi. I'm making the fox into a girl makes more sense anyway. She shook her head. Okay, it's fine. She said, and went back to sleep. And she was really tired because she was helping healing Naruto's wounds. They were really bad. The dragon, on the other hand, was looking at Naruto with very honor in his eyes and proud. So you're the last Uzumaki. I'm sorry about what your mother did to you, my friend. She should have never left her baby there to these monsters. Not even a dragon or demon should treat their children this way. And your mother left you here to these savages. That's just not fair for you. You deserve a family better than this, Naruto. That's when Naruto looked at the dragon. My mother left me here with these savages, he said, as he was getting angrier. He started feeling heat coming off of the young one. Calm down, young boy. You are not strong enough to. You're not strong enough to handle this power yet. But I will teach you how to control your Dragon Slayer abilities later. Right now, rest. When you wake up, no, he won't rest, said another person, as all three of them looked to see the Shinigami standing there with her uh in her human form, so not to scare the little 5-year-old boy. He's gonna have to train a lot, and I have a gift for him. She holds out her hand. This is my daughter, and it's a little crystal orb that she stole from another universe and put her daughter inside of it so she can help Naruto out. My daughter here inside this orb, I had to put her inside. She was dying. Caroline, get out of here, baby. Sorry about that. Her daughter was in the orb of the Hoguku. She stole it from one of the universes in Bleach, since she is the Shinigami after all. She handed it to Naruto. Naruto looked at it. The ball or the marble went up and went inside his chest, and he started screaming in pain again on the outside as well, but not as much pain as he was the first time, as his bones were breaking and stuff. His soul and his powers were growing exponentially, but they were his control had seemed to be leveling out as well. Like his chakra control went up. He could feel people's chakra around him and sense other people's chakra too. You're like, what's going on? I couldn't sense anybody's chakra before the massive chakra I'm releasing. Now I can feel it with no problem. What's going on? He was thinking. That, my dear boy, is because the Hoyoku is not just a weapon of mass destruction. It's a control stabilizer, and your reserves have increased by a buttload. But it didn't give you any other side effects from the other world. It would have. So I'm glad to have see you, Naruto. And Kami is going to leave you with some knowledge. But that's before you get older. And before I leave, I need you to know one thing. Your dad is proud of you. He's put under sleep since I had to put a different being inside of you when you were born, the same day you were born, but your mother doesn't care. She thought you were the reincarnate of the Kyuubi as well for some reason, and didn't want to take you back to the Uzumaki village. Just so you know, this is not your fault, Naruto. None of it is. So you calm down. Once you wake up, tell your Gigi that everything was said here. You got that? Yes, ma'am. Good. I'll see you later, Naruto. Hopefully not too late, or not too soon anyway. And she smiled and disappeared. So everybody looked at Naruto. Well, I guess it's time to start training. And with that, his training was mirrored from the outside, thanks to the Hoyoku. He was training so hard that his outside body looked like it was getting beat up too. Nobody noticed this but the Hokage. Hokage was looking at his surrogate grandson with worry in his eyes as he was in his office worried about the little boy. As soon as the bruises were finally healed up, Naruto started opening his eyes. He was only under for about 2 to 3 hours, but still worried the old man enough to care for him. Naruto was in his mindscape for about long lines of probably say 40 years or so, but nobody else would know that but the Hokage. Gigi, I need to speak to you in private, please. So he sends his Anbu away. There's one more. So fast Naruto moved and threw Kurenai up above, scaring the Anbu that fell to the ground, knocked out. Hokage sent sent one of his Anbu back to take him to the TI, and then he did. And okay, Naruto, is the room secure? Not quite. So then he decided to look for the steel that he was looking for, found it, and destroyed it. Now it's time for Doug, GG. Naruto, what happened to you? Well, GG, I unlocked my dad and mom's bloodline. Well, the male is part of mom's bloodline. So you did unlock the Uzumaki male bloodline. What Dragon Slayer magic or chakra do you have? I have them all, GG. It's just I don't have enough control over them yet. I was doing a lot of training in my mindscape, but I still have a lot more training to go to master everything. Well, that's a good thing, my boy. But you were in there for 2 to 3 hours. You couldn't train that much. 2 to 3 hours outside was 40 years for me, GG. His dog looked at the boy. Wow, that's crazy. But anyways, Naruto, I'm sorry about your mother leaving you here. She just crazy and said you weren't her son anymore. Even they were happy to getting a kid at first, but something happened. Your mom didn't want you to have the Kyuubi and ridiculed you for that. It was just ridiculous. I was so mad at her. I kicked her along with the rest of some of the Uzumaki that were still alive in the village out of the village into the Uzukage place, and where they started rebuilding their clan. I was so mad, Naruto. You just don't understand. Your dad would have been very mad too. Don't worry, Gigi. I know my dad's upset with her. What do you mean, you know? Shinigami came to me and gave me a gift. She gave me her daughter to protect her from anybody. Because her daughter was dying in the hands of a monster that was in a different realm, who stole her from the Shinigami queen, and so she stole her back and gave her to me to look after. She's in my chest right now. That's why I'm so much stronger right now. My control is stabilizing and all that stuff's happening. But I won't be able to go to take souls or anything like that. Hang on, there we go. But that's just the point of everything. There is no end to these wars. Anyways, as Naruto and his Gigi were talking all night, Naruto decided it was time to go home. But his Gigi stopped him and gave him his keys to his original house. As Naruto accepted the keys and went to his old dad's house, his old clan house, you should say, he looked around and saw everything. And he went to lay down. He went down to he went down to go to see his house and everything. He was sleeping. Suddenly, when he was called back to his realm, his mindscape realm, along everyone was there. As the Hoku was finally waking up, the Shinoyama's daughter asked if she was his new master. Naruto said, "No, you're not. I'm not your master. I'm just a friend of yours who's protecting you," as your mother would say. My mama finally saved me from that monster. Yes. So, are you She said the last part was confusing. I would, I can grant you a wish if you want. And this wish can be anything you want it to be. Can can you make my Gigi look younger and back in his and have his power back to his prime, so that way none of the council members can walk all over him again? Said Naruto seriously. I can do that. Back at Salvatore compound, Salvatore felt weird for some reason. Like he just he just felt like he was getting younger, and he was getting power back from his prime. He went to go look in the mirror. He was shocked that he was in the. He looked at himself. He was so young. He was like, "Who did this? I don't remember anything like this." I have to talk to Naruto. Did he do this to me? No, he couldn't have. I'll talk to him tomorrow, but this will help me beat the crap out of all the council members. I'm back in my prime, bitches. So as they slept in the night, next morning came. Naruto was called to his Gigi's office. As he made it to his Gigi's office, he's like, "Gigi, you're not so old anymore. It worked!" Naruto exclaimed. "So it was you, Naruto." "Yep, it was me. We have a council meeting, don't we?" "Yep. Hey, Gigi, put on your hat and make the disguise that you're old again. Just I want to see something. Uh, Something's fishy going on in your council chambers, and I want to know what it is." "Okay, let's get to it." So as they go in the get ready to get going, they were called to the council chambers right before they even went in there to call anybody. So Naruto, the Kage, Aizen Sabatori, was walking to the council. As soon as that happened, Naruto sliced the door down like it was butter because he channeled some fire dragon slayer chakra to it, and it was so hot it made the blade slice things through like butter. And then he put the blade away and turned off the chakra to it, and his arm disappeared. Or his mechanical arm disappeared, leaving his human arm there. Just as Naruto was about to walk in, his Gigi walked in first to make sure nobody saw what they think they saw. So as his Gigi went up to the steps and sat down in his Hokage seat, acting old and stuff, Naruto and I are here. What's the meaning of this? That boy has killed a lot of civilians last night, and then we want him to be executed. Excuse me, you civilian piece of scumbag. I only did it to defend myself, and I unlocked my bloodline, which was the case that I was not incapable of uh, seeing the situation myself, that I was not in the right mind. I did it on instinct. I was protecting myself, you jackass. If you pay attention to your surroundings, you would see that I was a sloppy aim, and I wasn't really slicing you guys up. I was shooting you from a distance because I was scared to kill anybody. But I still managed to kill some, as it would seem. So, any more questions, dumbass? No, no more questions. Good. So, Gigi, do you feel something odd coming from the man with the bandage over his eye? No. Well, I do. And Naruto moved so fast that everybody was shocked that he was able to move that fast and came out of nowhere and held up an arm with the first DNA in it and an eye that resembled an Uchiha. This is what I was talking about, Gigi. That man was experimenting on himself with the first Hokage's DNA in his arm, and he had it to his left eye. I dare call Fukaku to show his face right about now. Yes, Naruto, take 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 Shunshui's eye to Weasel for me, please. I know he'll appreciate that his best friend's eye was saved with his other eye. I'm sorry for your loss, Mister Fukaku said, and he bows down. No need to worry about this, Naruto. I'll tell Weasel myself. And how did you know he was related to me? You guys got red eyes. So that's how you deduced it. Yeah, he saved me a couple times. That's my boy. He was thinking in his head as the Fukaku said. But the person who was really mad was Danzo. He had been found out, but his root Ambu hasn't been able to come towards him. He was getting nervous. Why aren't they here? And the third said, well, you're asking yourself why your drones aren't here. Naruto took them out personally before we came here. The Danzos looked wide-eyed. For your blatantly disgusted disgrace of experimenting on yourself with former sensei's cells and stealing an eye of the Chia clan, you are hereby sentenced to death by Naruto himself because you stole some clan secrets from the Uzumaki and Namikaze clan. I bet. Shh. The Danzo said. And just before he had a chance to escape, his head was blown away by a very heated blast by jam particles, and there was nothing left of a head, just a charred neck and body. It went slump. Anyone else want a piece of me? Everybody just shook their heads no, because they realize that's how powerful Naruto really is now. So, Naruto, you are free to go now. Thank you for telling me about this. Oh, and another thing, he took off his hat. Thanks for putting me back in my prime. Everybody, even the head council, was like, or the head clans were like, "How did you get age back? That's crazy. He's way stronger. He's back in his prime." All civilians were shaking in their boots. Oh crap, we're screwed. So, on the first point of me being back in my prime, I hereby denounce that the civilian council, besides the few good members on in here, uh, stay, and the rest of you may leave, or I will start hunting you down and killing you. All with that said, the bad ones left, leaving Mabuki, uh, the chef restaurant, the ramen stand, and uh, Higarashi's weapon emporium stall or store owner to be left alone. So Mibiki didn't have anything bad against Naruto. She never did because she knew her and knew his mother was a bitch for leaving her son after like that. She might have not liked the fox, but she didn't hate the boy because the boy wasn't the fox in the first place. So that's how she looked at it her whole life. And she realized that something was amiss with the fox anyway. If the fox was to destroy the town, why didn't it just release a vision dama right in the middle of town? A second time when it fought us, and she was left with a lot of questions, but with no answers. But then her daughter was saved by Naruto a couple times, along with Hirashi's daughter, Hirashi Hyuga. His daughter Hinata was saved by Naruto too a couple times. Um, like I said, when Naruto was 3, he met Kyuubi. That's when he saved Hinata. 4 is when he saved Kisakura and Ino from bullies and told them that they were both beautiful with their own personality and stuff like that. But for some reason, Mibiki knew that Sakura fangirl stage was coming in was something that she didn't expect from her daughter. She expects her daughter to be a good ninja like she was when she was growing up. Her, but for some reason, her daughter almost turned into a fangirl, but not towards Naruto, towards the Uchiha, which was real weird. Nobody wanted the Uchiha just yet. It was just weird. Naruto was a good kid. Like somebody put a seal on them and make them think that. Well, they were about to find out the seal was there. It's now gone thanks to Naruto's intervention. As Naruto was going back to his house, he was stopped by no other than a girl who he saved many times over. She was crying in his arms or crying on his back. He's like, Hinata, what's wrong? My mother's about to die, Naruto. King, I know you said you'd try to help her, but I don't know if you can. She's about to die. Naruto, thinking about Sky Slayer magic, might be able to help her mom with the pregnancy. Hinata, let me go see her mom real quick. I might be able to not save her, but maybe, just maybe, try to save her. I'm not giving you 100% on saving her life. I'm giving you about 50% chance. Because he's not sure what his dragon was telling him, but Dragon Slayer magic is not really a fighting magic, it's more of a support role. But he didn't care if it was something he could do for Hinata, he'll do anything. He'll jump in a fire for her just to save her life. But this was the favor he asked for. So he walked up to the mother who's then on the chair on the bench, really sickly. Miss Hinata's or Mrs. Hinata's mom. Oh, call me crap, what was her name? Uh Hisane. I'm just gonna say uh crap, I forgot her name. I'm just gonna call her Hinata's mom. I'm sorry guys. Hinata's mom. Uh well, how are you feeling? I'm not feeling too good. I'm feeling I might die soon. But don't worry, I'll be fine. No, you won't. Here, let me scan your body. And with that, he attuned his Dragon Slayer, Sky Magic, or Sky Dragon Slayer Magic, or not Magic Chakra, and found a lot of things wrong with her. Hinata, your mom's been poisoned with a lot of stuff, and she's been dealing with the pregnancy a lot worse than what you guys think. So I should be able to heal her, no problem, and get the poison out of her system. But I have to be in the when she's giving birth to your sister. Do you understand? She's about to go into birth, or she's about to be born soon, so we have to get out of here soon. Yes, Naruto, I understand. With that, her and Naruto and Hinata's mom, her Hinawi. No, it's what was her name? I can't remember top of my head. But anyways, as they were walking towards the Hyuga house, they knocked the two outside guards were about to attack the boy. When the boy said, "I'm the only thing trying to keep her alive right now. Get me Hirashi right now. There's something I need to discuss with him." And and she's about to give birth, but I can't take my hands off her, or else she will die. Do you understand? The guards shook his head yes. They got Hirashi and they led them to the hospital ward of the place as Hirashi came busting through the doors of the Hyuga clan's hospital wing. Naruto, what's going on? What's wrong with my wife? And what do you mean? You can't get away from her or else she'll die. She's gonna die if she gives birth. Unless if I get the poison out of her body. has been poisoning her for years or months with Hanawa or with Hanabi. As you know, we were going to name her Hanabi. Uh, just a lucky guess. But anyways, I need you to keep her calm and make sure the pregnancy goes as well as planned. Okay, are you sure you want to stay in here? I see my fair share of blood, but I have to keep this poison from getting to her and killing her, so that way Hinata has a mom and a dad to take care of her forever. Unlike me. Don't worry, Naruto, you're doing us much more than we can ever do for you. I'm so sorry for mentioning that, but it's okay. Hirashi, it's okay. Just let me do my job. As he's getting the poison out of her, he noticed that this was not regular poison though, but he still managed to get it all out. And as soon as she threw up into the bucket next to her with all that goop and nastiness of poison, she felt a little better and had her baby Hanabi, and all that gunk in that bucket was tested for mercury and all that good stuff. Naruto was relaxing in a chair. Healing took a lot out of him than he thought, but he wanted Hinata's mother to be safe. So he wanted to be a hero in her eyes, and he was. So Naruto was happy to help his girlfriend in the future with her mother problem, since she's gonna have a mother. He was never gonna question it though, that he was without a doubt a hero rails with Hinata and some other girls. But thanks to his Dragon Slayer blood, he has to find mates. It's not his fault. It's the Dragon Slayer bloodline. So along with his dad's bloodline, so he's got to find mates and have a good amount of wives. It's Naruto's like, damn, my life is gonna get complicated when I get older. Sure enough, he was right. Anyways, just as Naruto was going to bed, it's been a long day. He healed Anata's mom, killed Danzo for trying to control everybody. Now he's resting. He's hearing knocking on his door, frantic knocking. Who could be this at this hour? Opens it, reveals it to be um Hinata, and hugs Naruto. Thank you, Naruto, again. I'm sorry if I'm not here so late. I just wanted to say thank you. You didn't have time to give me time to say thank you for saving my mom. So that 50-50% chance was just a lie. Yeah. I wasn't for sure at the time though if I could do it or not. That's why I said 50-50. I haven't practiced that power yet, so that's why I said 50-50. But it just came naturally to me. Anyways, how's your mom doing right now? She's fine. She's resting. My dad just killed a lot of. I heard him killing a lot of bad family. Neji took me away and put me in my room. I escaped and came here so that way I could talk to you and say thank you. That's okay. I'll walk you back. As soon as they walked back to the Hyuga household, and not to kiss Naruto on the cheek, I ran inside. Hirashi saw the whole thing with his VO gun and smiled with a hint of pride. That's my girl. And once Naruto was above, he said, Hirashi, because he saw him come out. I, I, I'm sorry. There's no problem, Naruto. My daughter is very fond of you ever since you saved her 2 years ago from Kumo, trying to take her away. I'm glad for that, by the way. You didn't know you unlocked your bloodline by then, did you? I didn't. The fox had to take over because he was too strong for me to handle. I figured as much, but you've come a long way, boy, and you have my dying gratitude. You're more than welcome to stay here for. Nah, I got my own kind house, so you know who your family is. Then, yes, sir. That's great. So, who do you? So, how do you like my daughter? She's very pretty. In the moonlight, I saw it with my own eyes. But we'll discuss this later, Hiroshi. I'm getting tired. I had a long day. It's fine. I would have too. And when Hanabi gets old enough, she might take a liking to you as a big brother or something more. He giggled in his mouth. Sarge was like, "You sick son of a gun." He just laughed. They just laughed though. It was just all good for fun. Naruto was now walking back to his house, tired as hell. Then he tripped over something and he looked down and saw a newspaper on the ground. It said that he didn't recognize what the newspaper was talking about, but it said that her Naruto was going towards the his dad's house. He after reading the paper about him seeing the heroes and the incident at the what was it called? Tells the humans everybody's began to change. The traders in the village were treated as and executed. The Hokage being back in his prime. Naruto thought, hell yeah, are you almost ready done charging for my next wish? And the Hokage looked at Naruto. You know, Naruto, I was already done charging. I told you that this morning. Oh, I forgot. Fell out of my plate, remember? Yeah, you see that little girl's mom. That was nice of you. What's the wish? I wish I wish I could know the capabilities of my bloodlines. And I wish I have all the knowledge I of my clans and stuff like that. Because there was no books about them in my dad's house. So can you do that for me? I sure can. With that, Naruto's brain was bombarded with little information at first. Then it got bigger to medium information, then to large information. Little by little, he's been slowly getting it so that way he doesn't get a headache and pass out. And then he saw his room that was made for him and stuff like that. He walked in there and said, "I'm sorry, Dad, but wait for me in 7 more years, Dad. I'll be coming to your way." And now I have to train. And with that, guys, that's the end of chapter 1. I hope you like it. Enjoy it. Later. Bye.